Good morning everyone, and in this video I don't know what I'm gonna get up to, so let's just jump right into it and have a look at everything that I'm about to do. So got a fair amount going on today with the 6 Series. I'm actually a bit further behind than I thought I would be. Still got lots to get done in terms of the exhaust, which has been quite interesting. I left that last night just as it was, because yeah, it was just I was just tired. It was 11:30 and been busy all throughout the day doing everything. So left the soldering iron on, which is not the safest of things to do, so I'm just gonna disconnect that. Right, but yeah, gonna be carrying on with the 6 Series, gonna be sorting out the exhaust and everything, and then being able to, what else was I gonna do? Then put the interior back in. So gonna sort out the exhaust, gonna sort out the wiring for it all and everything like that, and then be able to do the rest of the interior, putting it all back in, and then we can carry on doing the brakes being painted and everything. So bit by bit we'll get through it throughout the day, and let's just jump right into it. So last night managed to at least play around with the wiring for the exhaust bypass valves. So these technically now work with just the one button. So open, ta-da, and close. Whereas before I had one for each side, now I've got it set up just for the one to work, which is going to be interesting because I'm going to now play around with this button and everything like that to get that working from inside. But now I need to basically fit these back on into their original areas and carry on with the wiring. But at least then it'll be everything underneath the car is sorted. I'll tell you one thing though, working underneath a car is always really weird because I don't know, unless you have a proper car lift, I still always feel a bit weird about it. But at least the car's secure. That's the important bit. Always remember that. So it's been pretty eventful so far, but I think I've managed to get everything up. Let me get the light on. So there is the bypass, and if I click open, oh, they're already open. Close. They both close now. You kind of, I don't know if you can see them actually with the light. You can kind of see inside of there. So open and close. Ta-da! So that's good news. Angled them up, so I need to change this one's angle slightly so it's a bit more facing towards the outside, so I get more noise. And then it's a matter of routing the wires up to the right places, and then we're done. When I say we're done, it means we're done from being underneath the car. This is actually a cool little spot to do a video with. Got the lights set up nicely. Oh damn, look at that, actually that's come out really nicely. We're gonna yeah, you can see just how much space I have. But I need to go back out and flip myself around the other way so I can carry on working. There is the bypass. You can see it's same location on both sides, angled down kind of towards us. The wiring's basically been fed up through here, through the side. I'm just going to put the light down. So that's the wire for it, which actually just blends in. I undid these, fed it through underneath here, out through here, and yeah, then it's now in the trunk area somewhere. Did the same on the other side as well, so gonna join them up together in the center and then get them fed into the one remote controller thingy majiggy. I do feel like doing it this way is a cleaner install, making sure that nothing is gonna touch anywhere or anything like that. Fingers crossed it does work out the way I'm hoping it will, and we're gonna figure out the rest of it now. So I'm gonna actually clean out the inside of the tail lights, because both of them have little bugs and stuff like that inside of them, which I don't really want, so that's gonna be nice to get rid of. And then I'm gonna start doing all the painting and everything like that. So yeah, let's go. That's what I mean by little bugs and stuff. I think that's a dead spider. It's been in there since I got the car. Got some other ones on the other side as well. Look, just over there as well. So I need to take out the bulbs, I think, and just try and get some form of air to compress them out. That's how the exhaust now looks from the underneath. So nice and clean looking, Not going to really cause obstructions or anything like that, hopefully. But we'll see how it goes over time. Just going to do a quick little test again. Well, that's already open. Closed. Open. I'm going to keep it closed for the time being. And then let's leave here. So right now, everyone, I'm just working on prepping the brake calipers for paint. I think that would be a good next step. It's not going to be the most craziest of finishes because at the end of the day, I'm not taking the complete caliper off and doing a full paint. But I have got this kit. Whoops. So this kit right here, it's red paint, basically brake caliper paint, which should be enough to cover the entire brake caliper. Or four. So let's just basically jump right into it, carry on cleaning up, and then get ready to paint. So I've gone around and actually cleaned all of the brake calipers right now. They don't really look a huge amount different, but a lot of the dust has come off. I used the air compressor and everything to get rid of it, and I also used a mask, which is very important because you don't want to be breathing in all of that dust and everything like that. Fresh air. Well, I don't even know if I need to stand up or sit down or anything like that, but I'm going to lean against the wall like this. So up next, I'm going to be looking at painting my parking sensors. Now, I've got my old one here and the new one here as well. Reason why is because I'm going to actually spray the old one first, double check the color and everything like that before doing the new one. I think that's just the best way around it, but I didn't want to, I already stuck this onto the stick and I thought best not take it off again because it should be fine. But I've prepped them, cleaned them up and everything like that, so now I just need to put the primer on first and then put on the paint. So let's go. So the good thing about having a dummy one is because then you can make a mistake like that, so you can get it perfect. Fingers crossed I can do the same when it comes to the actual paint. I've just put this by the heater as well, letting it dry up, and then in the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to look at putting these both into paint mode. Now while that dries up there, I've got the brake cleaner out and I'm going to look at going around all of the brakes, giving them a good clean up before we then apply the paint. Now then, let's real quickly take off the newly painted parking sensor, which to be honest, because I think how small of an area it is and stuff like that, it's only taken about 5 or 10 minutes or so to actually dry up, which is nice. Voila. See just how nicely that's actually come out. It matches perfectly with the paintwork from what I've tested with. It is in there, nicely done, which I think that's a brilliant color match. Literally can't tell that it's a new one been added, so I'm gonna leave that there for the time being now and carry on with the rest of the car. So real quick everyone, actually going to be going out now, so I've kind of changed my get up and everything like that, but I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on with the car for the last, I don't know, hour or so. It's taken a bit of time to get my head around everything, but I think I've got it all sorted. So here is what the original button machine thing would look like for the exhaust bypass. I'm not going to be using that anymore, but I had two, so obviously I've switched it all, so it's just going to be used as one. Dismantle the other one. Now what I'm going to be doing with this is, instead of it running off the battery, I'm going to have it running to a 12 volt live basically. And yes, I have an old Game Boy screen, so what I did was I used that and recreated this, the back of this and everything like that.
I left this just in case, you know, I could have used it in any way later on, so I didn't really want to break it. In case like this idea didn't work, then I was going to figure out how to use the wiring here and stuff, or the setup there. So this is going to basically work like this, and this is going to sit just behind it like that, and it's going to work as it would an open and close. Obviously I've still got to do everything else linked in with this. So I've soldered in a couple of wires just to extend everything, and then from here I'm going to look at finding the live and negative points. Probably gonna, while going about everything with the rest of the car, this is the alloy that needs refurbing again because I did curb it, but while I'm doing all the rewiring and everything like that, it's just going to be fairly easy to get that 12-volt extra wire put in. So there is certain parts of it are glued up, and now I'm going to glue this onto the back of that, just figuring out the best way to make sure it always has contact, and then I'm going to do some test runs. Right, test number, I don't know now. So let's get this all set up again to quickly try out. Oh, the battery there. Wow, it's windy outside. Hopefully you can hear this. Oh, I'm not holding the negative. Oh, okay, so one part of it's working. That part's not. Oh, that's working. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy. Wow, I can't believe I got that to work. So here's how I've done it so far. That's obviously the original stuff. I've had to trim this down a fair amount so it has a little bit more movement on each side. So yeah, that's basically how it's working right now. Awesome. And I added a little bit of glue to the top of these just to give them a little bit more surface area and just extend the area a little bit more so it touches this. But yeah, that's it. Now I'm gonna tidy all this up, glue it all together, and then we're calling it a day, I think. Cool little thing that I found in the 6 Series is actually, if you look over here, this part's normally covered with like a black little cover, but I think that's an extra port for basically a live. So this car is already prepped for modifications. But yeah, I'm just redoing all my wiring and everything like that. Thought it would be a bit better to redo it all while I've got the car completely up in the air, get everything down to solid points, and then I can carry on with working on the car. So yeah, cool little bit. I am working on the other parts of the car. That's basically how I've left this at the time being. Not really too happy with how the LPG system looks, but until I find a new button, I think that's the best way, because I don't really want to mess around with it too much, because I don't want the system to stop working. So leaving that over there for the time being, but I'm going to carry on with the wiring. So as part of rewiring everything, I've got one of these little fuse adapters from Halford. Really good little thing. So basically you take out the one fuse, you plug in the same one back in, and then you plug in the secondary one back into, well, this is for the cigarette lighter, so I'm going to be using this as the main power source basically for either a live, or you can use it for powering up with a remote or something like that, which is what I'm actually going to be doing both of those examples with what I'm doing to the car right now. So basically right now I'm rewiring the rear cigarette lighter that I had put in, which is actually a cigarette lighter, it's a USB port, and as well as that I'm also wiring up the relay to this so it'll turn on at the same point and be able to just basically kick in and everything like that. So it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of wiring. This is actually a really tedious job to do right now, but hopefully once it's all done perfectly, I won't ever have to touch any of this again, and it'll be a comfortable time. So that's why I'm taking my time with it, but fingers crossed I actually do it all right. So I'm not gonna even lie, this is like seriously exciting stuff for me. The level of detail I'm trying to put into the execution of all of this, that's where I think this is gonna stand out. Oops, snap. That's where it's gonna stand out. The one part that I am still stuck on is with the LPG system, how to get that looking perfect once it's all said and done. So the LPG button is round, as some of you guys can have seen, but the other button are those little egg-shaped kind of style ones, or so I need to figure out exactly how I'm gonna go about getting that bit done. So that's the next part of the interior part that I need to figure out, and then I need to just do the wiring for the rear door card ambient lights that I'm going to be putting in. And then, which is really annoying because you guys kind of saw from last time it was slightly short, so I've ordered the new ones. I'm going to set the wiring up for them, so as soon as the new ones arrive, it's going to be quick and easy, and I'm just going to be able to install them. So this is a lot going on right now with the car, but it's going to leave the garage looking 20 times better, feeling 20 times better. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out, I think it's the valve covers that are actually leaking on the engine. So that's where the leak is happening, because from what I could see, it just looked like it was starting from that area and trickling its way down. I need to figure out the coolant part and everything, but that's all coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. I'll see you guys in the next time. Peace out. Catch you later.